Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
4 guys on sports. 4 guys on sports. 4 guys on sports starts now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're a little on the little late side, but we had a tough time and some political talk before we started the show, and it got kind of out of hand. You guys ought to have heard this. It was awesome. Gordon, I will say one thing. You and I have a lot of like thinking.
Yeah, well,
Brilliant minds think alike. You know that?
Shut up, Shawn. Shawn's head said warped minds think alike. I just read his mind right there.
Well, that could be true. That's why he's here.
Yeah. Apple don't fall from the tree.
No, it don't. Anyway, stop it. Meow. Did you see the one meme where it's got the cat with the big eyes and the dog sitting next to him with the big eyes, and the caption says, "Watching the debate."
Oh, God.
And then the other one where it's got the cat behind the steering wheel. It says, "We're leaving Ohio." Oh, my. And then I think that the other one I saw was Elf on the phone, and it says, I need an Uber to Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's move past that.
Okay.
So what's going on with you guys down there? How's Dallas?
Dallas was good after Sunday. Yeah.
I'm saying it was not so good up here.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. I'm going to do a segment here that I'm going to start with, if you guys don't mind. I want to do a dissertation on this as soon as I find the thing that I want to use here. Come on, I had one of them. That one. And we'll go with this one. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to do a voice of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start doing segments every once in a while here on this show to kind of let everybody know what we as fans see and what we see in our teams. And I'm going to start with actually, I ought to make another. I'm going to make something here. Just hang on. I don't know how I'm going to get that done. Oh, that aggravates me. But anyway, we're going to call this the voice of the.
I'm going to call it the blank voice of the fans.
That works real well. What I want to talk about today is I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Everybody knows that. I've been a Browns fan since I was 7 years old, and I'm 70 now, or I'll be 70 in 2 weeks. And as a Browns fan for that long, you see these cycles. They're good one year, they're great one year, and they fall into the toilet the next year. Then they're good one year, and then they're great one year, and then they fall into the toilet again. It's cylindrical like that. I don't know if all the teams are like that or not. Well, what I saw Sunday night or Sunday afternoon from that Browns team was absolutely flipping pathetic. I have been saying since day one of this season, before the first preseason game, that there is an issue with the coaching of that team. Now, Jimmy Haslam, you need to wake up. These fans in Ohio love your team. Absolutely love them. That's why we've stayed with them as long as we have. That's why we demanded that they come back in 1998 when they left. You have got to wake up and do something for your fans and get this team off its ass and get it on the field and make them win. We want wins. We don't want pathetic quarterbacks. We don't want people that are beat up every 2 weeks so badly they can't get on the field again for the next year. Look what you had Sunday. You had a quarterback that had no damn practice, or it looked like he didn't. No continuity with his offense whatsoever. The man's done. The man is done. You can say what you gave him all that money. You've gotten 14 games out of him in 4 years. Or what, 3 years? I'm sorry. What the hell is going on with your team, Jimmy? I'm beyond myself as far as wanting to even talk. I've thought about doing this segment all week and thought about what I was going to say. What it comes down to is you're pathetic. You go through the same crap every year. It's enough to make a really good fan like myself want to look somewhere else other than Pittsburgh.
Why is that?
Oh, you had to do that, Gordon.
Put you on the spot, Dad.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks!
But, getting back to the serious point of this, I don't know what Dallas is going through. I don't know if you guys have been similar to us, or I would imagine not. But up here, to get, to lose a very winnable game, your running back and your quarterback look like $1 billion players. I'll give you that. Shawn, I wouldn't give you 2 nickels for him. The way he played, he was totally disconnected from that team. And now we got the lawsuits that are coming again. And the league is starting to look at him for another suspension maybe, or whatever. They said that they were going to let the court system play it out. And I guess from what I'm understanding, his accuser is supposed to meet the NFL sometime this week, I think. If this results in another lawsuit, it's another distraction from your team. When's it going to end, Jimmy? What are you going to do? You're an owner. You own that damn team. If that was my team, I'd fire his ass. I would have been done with him a year ago. When you get 13 games out of 4 years, or out of 3 years, give me a break. And don't get me wrong, this isn't the only player that this is happening to. How often has Jed Wills been on the field? How often is that center? I can't think of his name. Shawn, help me.
I'm not sure.
You've got 2 or 3 people on your offense that make 2 games, and then they're done for the year. You got one that's off already for, I think they said Wills is going to be out at least a month because of his, if they're getting so old they can't play or getting hurt, time to put them down the road.
No. It's not how you begin the season, too, though.
That's not would you want to begin your season looking like that, Shawn?
No, but in terms of, You got players that are out right now. I'd rather start.
Well, there again, you're going to wait till 4 or 5 games in to get your players back. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with Chubb when he comes back. Is he going to be game ready? Is he game ready now? Probably not. That's why he's not playing. They said he's at least 3 or 4 weeks out yet. My God, this is a team that's been in this league for so long. They ought to know better.
Well,
and what the hell is happening?
That's every team, though, if you think about it. You
can't say that it's every team. Every team doesn't have the problems the Browns has got.
Well,
and even when it comes down to the damn coaching, I saw coaching errors from day one. Explain that one.
Wait a minute. What we were talking about last year, Coach of the Year?
Yeah. Well, you've changed your coaching staff around. There's no you've blown your continuity. What little of it you had. The only thing that really helped Cleveland out was the fact that they went through so many players last year. I mean, look at that. You went through what, four quarterbacks?
5, actually.
And as far as offensive players, you pretty much replaced them 4 different times or 3. I'm just really, it's getting very, very old up here. It really is. And if this isn't going to turn me off as a fan, I don't know what is. Plus the fact I'm not sure. I get to the point where I question if this league isn't rigged.
Yeah. Just join the dark side. Come over to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mister, when he's up here, I'm all for the Browns. Let's go Browns. Whoa, go Browns.
See,
and all the memorabilia hanging in his back and everything like that. Are you a fan? Are you a bandwagon rider, Shawn? You jump on and off when you need to?
Well, I think he's a Browns fan. He'll always be a Browns fan. I'm speaking for him now, but at the same time, he's down here, so he does have another team to watch. And, he would have rather the Browns won that game. But his mindset is first game of the season. And then one of the things that you got to take in mind, they were missing, both tackles and their center?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go again.
And I'm not, but listen to this. Listen where my argument is going. And then the heart and soul of that offense was Chubb. Okay. It wasn't like they were a throwing team. And Dallas's defense is pretty good. I don't know how good it really is, but they looked great because.
Who was that kid they just signed, or that player they just paid that?
Dak.
Well, Dak just got paid.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
CD
Dak.
got paid.
What was that?
CD.
I think was he a wide receiver?
CD Lamb.
CD Lamb, yeah.
And
he looked like a flipping all-star. He looked like he could have won the Super Bowl by himself. He could have done quarterback and everything and won the Super Bowl. But it was against the Browns.
But again,
and I'm not saying that all the Browns is bad either.
No,
their defense did fairly well, even though they got 31 points put up against them.
That was Garrett too.
Yeah.
Garrett's playing with a broken foot now, or a bruised foot.
And Dallas knew. They were like sharks. They smelled blood. They were able to get after him. He had, he was the most pressured quarterback for game 1 of the season. And when you look at that and say this, because don't get me wrong, there's ways where he could have played better. He should have played better. But at the same time, when you can't throw the ball, I mean, when you can't run the ball that well, and he's got to throw it, and his offensive line is Swiss cheese. Think of this. Remember the last year when Brady beat Pat in the Super Bowl, and Pat was running around back there for his life, and all you can say is he had happy feet. Well, he didn't stand a chance, and that's what happened with Deshaun. He didn't stand a chance. And then to say this, okay, if I look at Dallas's offense wasn't all that good. They really weren't.
No.
I think, what did Dak wind up with, 179 yards passing or something like that? He didn't have a stellar passing game. He looked pretty good starting out, and then they really didn't run the ball that well. And I'm gonna say that's partially because of the defense, but also I don't think Dallas is.
Well, I would have hated to see it if they could have. If they could have run the damn ball, it would have been 80-0.
I disagree. But at the same time, I think that defense played well under the circumstances, and Dallas was able to keep them off balance a little bit. And so this is the first game of the season. I'm not 100% ready to throw the towel in on Watson yet, but at this point, it does look like the Browns were fleeced on that deal.
Well, there ain't no question in my mind.
So looking at that,
And if this continues, they're going to need to put somebody else in there. Because this is just not going to work like this. They need to take and
179.
yeah, 179 yards is what Dak had, and his completion rating was like at 59.4%. So he was, I don't know what his QBR rating was, 85. So he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. But there's a lot of players that had a better QBR. Geno Smith had a better QBR. Carr, of course, look at who they were playing. But he had a 142 QBR.
Now that's a team that's worse than anything is Carolina.
Carolina sucks. So I should have said it that way. Stroud had a 115 QBR. Josh Allen had a 124 QBR. There's.
I tell you another player that should be looking at maybe down the road, maybe retiring early is Tua. With a concussion.
Yeah, they've been talking about him Yeah, I guess he had another one the other day.
Oh yeah. That wasn't good.
And they said that he should probably just quit playing.
And with that, all that being said, and speaking of Dak got paid, and we sat up right up here and argued with Nate. I argued with Nate about Dak being the highest paid quarterback, and I'm gonna say this about Dak. Dak is probably, right now as it stands, I think Dak is top 5. We had him at 7 before. I think we all kind of did a little deal on it, and we were looking at the QBs, and we had him rated around 7. So we did all agree that he was a top 10 quarterback. He's not great, but he's a quarterback that I think he could go somewhere and really do some things, under the right system. I think you could plug him in this year. We had a good discussion at work on that, but you could plug him in Frisco or your boy up there, KC, and with Andy Reid, and Dak could probably get you a Super Bowl. Probably. And so looking at that and the money he got, I know Nate argued because he said there's no way he's better than Lamar Jackson. Well, the eye test on throwing the ball, Dak's QBR is better than his. Now, he doesn't have the talent with his legs that Lamar Jackson has.
Yeah.
But throwing the ball, I think I'd rather have Dak than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, look at who had the best quarterback rating last week.
Yeah.
Guess who that was, Dad?
Who?
Baker.
Oh, no.
Man, I wish Nate was
This
in the
is
show.
just one of those facades that he always puts up.
He
They
had
talk
four-
about him the first 2 or 3 games of the year, and by the time he gets us warmed up, he'll be toast.
Mhm.
Okay, but in the meantime, so I hear what you're saying. Okay, so he showed out. He had 289 yards, 80% completion rate,
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns,
To no interception.
to no interception. Yeah, 0 interceptions. Well, his longest was 32 yards, but still, we're not going to say he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
See, that's why I said look at the first game.
This is the first game. And so I'm saying pump your brakes, Pat. Pump your brakes.
Well, as far as what I was really trying to confer here is that there's more issues on that team than players. They have got a real issue with the coaching. I've said that from day one here, and I'll continue to say it until they fix it. You can see it just by watching the team play. You can tell it by the plays that are going in. You can tell it by the lackadaisical sidelines and everything. And you got to get if you're going to win a game, you got to get your players fired up.
He was sacked 6 times.
And it's not happening here. You got a defensive coordinator that stood on the sidelines the whole time,
3 times.
just like that. And that was Swartz, and I like Swartz, but he stood on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And looking at it, okay. Again, Watson was sacked 6 times. He was pressured. I can't even remember how many times he was pressured. And so there's some things about that you just kind of you got to look
What
at.
does all that come down to, Gordon? Coaching.
Well, that offensive line was
They don't coach themselves. They got to learn somewhere. They got to have somebody there that's saying, this is what you do in this situation.
But part of that, Pat, is this: that offensive line it's a lot easier for, especially when you have a Michael Parsons, who is probably he's just a step or 2 behind Garrett, because at this point, and Dallas has a couple of good pass rushers, and then also in that, when you look at Parsons now, the difference between him and Garrett is they're both freakishly athletic, but Garrett is so dadgum big and strong. He is strong, man. Parsons isn't that big a guy. But as far as foot speed, he's faster than Garrett. But, his 40 times are better. But, it comes down to, okay, you got some good guys over there, and then you putting second string in. Come on, man, it's a field day for him.
Yeah, putting your second string in because your first string players are hurt or not there.
Absolutely. So with that, and the injuries happen. We had one of our defensive.
In a way, I can agree with that, Gordon. But you take the instance of Chubb. Okay, he's a great player when he's in there, but you had no real guarantee that he was even going to come back this year. And what did they do to replace him? What did they do to even shore up the line? Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Now, I hear what you're saying, Pat. Okay.
Yeah, then there again, this is coaching and ownership.
Okay.
I
Same
used
thing
to
with
think
that.
that I used to think that Andrew Berry was a genius, and I still, in some aspects, I do. But in some aspects, he falls flat on his face.
Well, there's a genius down here.
Zimmer?
And he's
Yeah.
sitting in a red and white or a red and black chair.
No, there's a genius down here, Jerry Jones. That's our genius.
He meant GM, but
Genius. He's a genius.
yeah.
I don't know. I get so tired of this stuff. And when it gets so bad that I turn the game off halfway through, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I can see. I see where you're coming from, and then of course in that I know at this point, man, you still hot. You want to rip them apart, rip the Browns apart, and I understand. I understand from a fan standpoint. That was not a good outing. And you're right. The fans, as a fan, we deserve better. Well, I'm kind of mixed emotions on it because they're playing the Cowboys, but fans deserve better than what they got. Now, when with Deshaun Watson and his other troubles, yes, they got fleeced. But in that, again, I can't help but talk about Dak's contract. And my brother sat here and argued with me and says, "There's no way he gets that, or they're foolish if they give him that." Now, my argument is this: what would Dallas do without him? Their season would be over.
Yeah.
Their season would be over. You would have to go with either Cooper Rush or the kid, and he wasn't ready.
Trey Lance.
Yeah. Lance is definitely not ready. Kid is not ready. He really hadn't played enough football to really know what we have. But Dak had him right where he wanted him.
I'm not so sure if there would have been a difference if they would have put a second stringer in over Watson. That wasn't going to happen.
Lance in there, there probably been some interceptions.
That wasn't going to happen. But the whole thing comes down to
You got famous Jameis on there,
you need to take and do something with it starts from the top down, and they need to start looking at that. They need to start looking at the decisions to keep injured players that are giving you almost less time than what Watson's giving you. You got Conklin, for instance. How many games have you seen Conklin in this that's actually where he's actually stayed and played without getting injured? Want to look that stat up, Shawn? I don't know. I don't see.
Yeah, we got one good football team.
I don't see much of a season up here. I think they're going to get their asses cremated.
Yeah, talking about cremated. Did you watch that Ohio State game?
Oh, yeah. Now there's a team I can talk about.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan's out for blood.
They won all three phases in that game.
I had one of my friends from the radio, the ham radio, and he's a club member, and him and I were talking about him the other night.
Uh-huh.
And he told me, he said, I'm going to tell you right now, he says, you think that game last Saturday was good? He says, they're going to run the table.
Mm-hmm.
And if they run the table and go into Michigan that way, we could see.
Mm-hmm. Michigan didn't look good at all. They got their butts whooped by Texas.
Yeah.
There was a couple of upsets over there.
Yeah, that wasn't so much an upset, though. The big upset was Notre Dame getting beat by Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that would have been like Akron U winning.
Oh, Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. 'Tis what it is.
Yeah.
What's going on as far as some of the other teams out west? What do we got as far as wins, losses, and all that kind of stuff? Anything notable?
Let me look at the games here.
There was some other news you were going to talk about, Gordon. What are we talking?
Well, okay, we did touch on the Tua thing, but you couldn't write a more controversial script the way Tua is possibly ending his career. Who did he run into? Who was the collision with? Hamlin?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the young man that he died out there on the field.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And and when you look at the collision, it didn't look that serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's time for Tua to sit down. He's got plenty of money because he got a big signing bonus. His money, he got a lot of guaranteed money. So it's time for that young man to sit down.
Hell, I hate to see anybody get injured.
And I do too. And the hard thing about it is you got to imagine something that you've been doing your whole life thus far, even as a kid, and you did it. When we do it when we're kids, we're doing it for the sheer passion of the game. And then you get to make a fortune doing it as well. But should he sit down? I think most people think, and yes, he should. It's going to be his life is forever changed with all these concussions. What is it, 5 or 6 of them now?
Yeah, he needs to.
Yeah, and it was the fact that it was Damar Hamlin. I was like, wow.
It's like they have tried to sissify the game again, and look at what good that did for him. Sure, let's take and screw up the beginning, the kickoffs and all that. What good does that do? What good did that do to us? Had something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, him being a quarterback, it doesn't have that much effect on him individually. Of course, we did get to see a one returned in that game as well by Turpin with Dallas. And I think we're going to see more of them.
Yeah, what did my other favorite Harbaugh do this year or this week?
They won.
Did they? That's too bad.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, the running back, actually came back. A pretty good game.
Yeah, and they got Henry now too.
Henry is it? Oh, you're talking about Baltimore.
Baltimore. Oh,
because there's also another Harbaugh in the league too. That's the Chargers.
Oh, okay. You talking to Chargers?
Yeah, that was my buddy from the University of Michigan.
Yeah,
the one that hates Ohio.
I bet he's glad he's from.
I think they both hate Ohio, to be honest about it. Because they sure as hell, every time they come in here, they whip Ohio's ass. It's like a bully. What other ones? have we had through the? I haven't heard any of the scores. That's why I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I've been kind of busy this week playing with toys.
I thought maybe you've been going to Southern Ohio.
I can't. I keep wanting to make the trip over there, but I just never get in the car
Mm-hmm.
just to see the Haitians.
Yeah.
We got to stop this.
Okay, we got to go. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Sorry. This is a sports show.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm sorry.
But it's still hysterical,
I can't stop thinking about that.
especially where your mind went when mine went the same place.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But this is a sports show. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What do you got, Shawn?
Yeah.
Save us here. Pull us out. Come on. Give her hell, boy.
Mm-hmm. I think right now.
Oh, this is too much.
Guardians looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, they got, 14 more to win
Yeah.
out of 17 games, I think.
Yeah.
They should do that.
Yeah. Guardians looking good.
I'd like to see them win out. Let's talk about my old buddy Baker down there. What did they? I know he looked like $1 million. What was the score of that game and who'd they play? Like I said, I don't even know. I didn't pay that much attention to it because I was busy.
Let me go back to the week. Go ahead and do that. Scores here. Hard to see here.
There you go. I was wondering why you didn't go there in the first place, but yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yep.
That's fire.
He's there.
I know.
Right there. Put it down there to the Buccaneers.
I am having way too much fun.
No, that was this week. I'm trying to go back to week 1.
Click on which one?
I'm trying.
It won't let you click on?
Oh, it's Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday. Hi, nine, nine,
Hey.
and hi, cha, cha. Oh, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Hi, nine, nine, and hi, cha, cha.
This damn thing don't want to go to the week.
I'll keep them entertained while you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to click on the button and it's not working.
Boobies.
There we are. Fine.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
Oh, Commanders.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 37-20.
37-20.
Over the Commanders.
Oh, that's anybody would look good against them.
Now,
That's Washington. That's
Yeah.
first week, too.
well, like I said, Baker can look like $1 million, but by the second or third game, all that facade's going to come down, and you'll still see the same old Baker. You'll see a guy that he kind of tries to come out of the pocket so quick that he fumbles a ball. And
Yeah, 289 yards, 4 TDs.
and he makes inaccurate passes. And when he's good, he's good. But when he's not, he sucks. I think he's making references. Oh, don't you wish we had Baker back up here? No. A simple word, no.
If Nate had been on the show today, I would have asked him that question.
These are the same people that want to go to Springfield to see the Cats.
Wasn't that a play, Cats?
Yeah, that's right.
Only two, there's a couple quarterbacks that were worse than Shawn. That's it. And that was Daniel Jones, which is typical for the Giants, and Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers.
That actually kind of disappoints me with Bryce Young.
Of course, he
That
couldn't
kid
win.
when he came out of college, he looked really good. But since he's played in the league, man, he's not impressive.
So small.
Yeah.
5'10".
And then he couldn't land it in a worse spot.
And then you have what was the stats for Fields? He did, I think it was fairly well with.
Yeah, he looked pretty good
with that P team.
Yeah.
But I don't think he stayed.
156 yards.
He didn't stay in the game the whole game, did he?
Who? Fields?
No, Fields.
Yeah, he stayed in the game. He was 17 or 23 for 156 yards.
That's not great.
They had
he's still reeling from that stinking Chicago team.
Yeah.
They just mistreated him so bad down there, and the coaching staff was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to some picks since we got about 15 minutes left.
Okay. Bring that up here. Okay.
All right.
How did we do? How did you guys do last week? I know I didn't turn mine in.
Me and Nate each won 11 games out of the. So.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Let me grab a piece of paper here.
I'm curious to see what we got lineup wise. Being that we're going into week two of the season. What time's the Ohio State game today?
There is no game today. It's bye week.
Already?
Yeah. Somebody's got to get that bye early. Okay.
All right. The first game is New Orleans at Dallas.
And I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas too on that one. I don't know what New Orleans has got this year.
I don't think they're that good. I mean,
They put a whooping on who they played last week.
was it Jacksonville?
Carolina.
Carolina. And they put a whooping on them, but you're talking about a bad team. I wonder if Carolina will win 3 games this year.
All right. The next game
is going to be
Tampa Bay at Detroit.
And I am taking Detroit.
Yeah, I think I will too, just because of what they did last year. I think if any of that carries over, they're gonna be a decent team this year.
Yeah.
The next one is interesting. It's
Indianapolis at Green Bay.
At Green Bay. Now, you know Jordan Love's out. That was kind of a scary too there for a moment.
I'm gonna go with Indianapolis.
Sean's taking Indianapolis on that one.
That's a good one though.
And I'm taking Green Bay because I just feel like, okay, it's the Colts. I think they're still going to get by it.
Yeah,
That's going to be a good
that's
one because
good. That's why I'm having a little
Shawn
tough.
Clifford is the quarterback.
That's going to be a tough decision too. I think it's going to. I don't think there's going to be more than about a 3-point spread there, but I'll take Indy.
All right, next game. What was that?
Tennessee at New York.
Jets.
Yeah.
Jets
The Jets. We're talking the Jets versus Tennessee Titans, and they didn't. Jets didn't look at good this first week, but I'm thinking.
I'm going with the Jets.
Is Aaron Rodgers playing?
Jets. Yeah, I'm going with the Jets.
Now, being that they got beat last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to have to take the Jets, even though I like Tennessee pretty well.
Okay.
I've always thought
I'm going with
the
the
last
Jets.
couple of years they've been playoff caliber. But
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be what wins.
All right, next game's going to be a pretty one. San Fran at Minnesota.
Yeah, that's going to be so lopsided. I'm taking San Fran.
Yeah, I'll take San Francisco too, West Coast team. Hard to beat.
All right.
Seattle at New England is the next one.
New England actually did pretty well last week. I was impressed with that new coach and that they're fired. They're fired up. And I was really kind of surprised with them last week. I actually got a chance to watch part of that game.
Right.
So I think I'm going to begrudgingly take New England.
Okay. I'm going to say New England because Seattle has to drive all the way, fly all the way over to New England. Who are you taking?
I'm going to be the odd man out. I'm going to take Seattle.
All right, next game. Giants versus Commanders. I'm going Commanders.
Yes, Commanders over Giants.
What's the Giants got this year that I don't think they got much, do they?
Heck, Daniel Jones, their quarterback, was worse than Watson.
I don't know how. Give me the Commanders.
Okay. All right, next game. Chargers versus Carolina. Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
How about you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Chargers versus who we say?
And Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take Chargers.
Okay. All right. Next game, Cleveland at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Who are you taking, Shawn? You're the
I'm taking
tiebreaker.
Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, you guys can bow at my feet when you're bow at my feet when you find out you're wrong.
Oh, next Saturday, bling bling, Pat will be kissing my pinky ring.
Next game is the Raiders versus Baltimore.
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 Although, yeah, I'll stick with Baltimore.
Next game,
Los
The
Angeles.
Rams versus Arizona. That should be a good game.
Yeah, it should be. They're playing in Arizona, so
Every time I pick Arizona, they lose.
okay. Who are you picking?
Arizona.
Okay, I'm gonna take Los Angeles. I'm taking the
I'm
Rams.
taking the Rams. All right, next game. Pittsburgh at Denver.
Ah, I'm taking Pittsburgh.
You're taking Pittsburgh? What the hell's wrong with you? You know that.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks!
Yeah, I'm going Pitt also because of just a slight edge.
Who are they playing again?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver's got a rookie quarterback right now.
Well, Pittsburgh ain't got one yet. They got Fields on him. Isn't it Kirk Cousins that's over there?
No, he's in Atlanta.
Who's that other quarterback that they got?
Russell Wilson.
Wilson, that was it. It's going to depend on who plays. If Fields plays, they might have a chance of winning that. But if Wilson comes in, he never has impressed me as a quarterback. I think he's mediocre at best. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I hate to begrudgingly do this, but I'll take Pittsburgh with that game.
Okay. Next game, Cincinnati at Kansas City.
Oh, good Lord. With what did the Bengals do last week?
That is KC. Come on, Pat. You know KC.
What the Bengals do last week?
That loss.
The loss to the Patriots.
Oh, that's right. I actually watched that game.
Duh.
Yeah. Oh, give me Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, I'm going KC also. All right. Next game is Bears at Houston. I'm going
Houston's got Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Houston too.
I think I'll take Houston. I like Stroud.
Okay. And then Monday's game is Atlanta versus Philly.
At Philly, yep.
I'm going Philly.
I'm going Philly.
Well, what did Philly do last week?
They lost to.
I'm going to have to. Regardless, I'm going to have to take Philly. I think they're still pretty good, even though they lost what's his name.
They won. Yes.
Oh, you're right.
I'll take Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's the Thursday night game?
Let me bring that up here. Thursday night's game, New England at the Jets.
Well, Aaron Rodgers versus a second-year quarterback and a new coach.
Uh,
What do you think, Gordon? I'll let you go first.
I'm going
Jets.
Jets.
You're not going to go against Aaron.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too. I'll take the Jets.
Okay. We're clearing the picks.
Well, that was fun. We got about 7 more minutes and we'll have an hour's.
Mhm.
Let's, what else are we going to talk about? Do you want to talk about some some cats?
Actually, yeah.
Another thing. The whole Shannon Sharp deal. Did you hear about Shannon Sharp on IG Live? His phone was on IG Live, and it was so it was recording the audio of him having coitus.
Oh, God.
It was man, that was funny. So he immediately called ESPN and all those, so they didn't fire him. He's trying to get out in front of it and apologize. And he didn't know how he got on IG Live, but he was on IG Live. You can hear him say some things, his breathing, and then on this is Nightcap or whichever one he's on with Chad Johnson, him and Ocho, and he was he told him, he said, "Yeah, okay, we're gonna go to the gym, but this time we're not gonna be doing so much lifting. We're gonna get some cardio in." He said, "Oh, you gotta get some cardio in." You didn't last very long.
I got a sound effect, but I don't know if I even ought to play this. This is probably what you heard.
You want cash, or should we just go spank the monkey again?
Oh, God. But that was funny. If you get the opportunity, look them up on YouTube. It was funny. I may have something I can send you guys on that. It was like about a 41-second clip.
Mhm.
It's a long video. I'd find that other video so I can send it to you. But
I got 2 other sound effects, Gordon. This is another thing actually from that actual recording.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
And as he was getting undressed, he said,
I love boobies.
Wow.
Yeah.
another show that's reached new lows.
It was funny, man. I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't imagine, something like that happening. You're on IG Live, your phone, Fortunately, as far as I know, there was no video. It was all audio.
Oh my. What a show this has been.
Mhm.
One for the record books. Let's see, what other sports stuff have we had in the last week? Seems like there's been quite a bit going on.
There was another thing, that negotiation between Disney and
That was what we were going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was fun. They finally finalized it, I guess, today.
A friend of mine lives in Alamorada, Florida. It's out in the Keys. And he was on tour for a couple of weeks. He's a traveling he's a magician. Michael Costa's his name. Hi, Mike, if you're listening. He had gotten back home after his tour, went to turn his TV on to watch some he's got the Disney and some others. He couldn't watch it because of the DirecTV thing.
Yeah.
He was furious. He says, I'm paying $300 a month for this damn stuff. And then they're going through arguments like that. And this is what This is another thing where there's such irresponsibility with ownership in that. You got customers that are paying you billions of dollars a month. I mean, your average cable bill's probably around $200 a month. And you've got people that are paying $200 a month times how many people? And then you just got to get in there and squabble about between you and whatever product you're trying to carry. It's irresponsible. That stuff should never happen. They should start negotiating that stuff long before what they're doing, so that when it does come down to the time to switch it around, you can either do it or not. The stuff about letting them shut you off is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like the power company coming to shut you off, and then all of a sudden you're going to sit there and try to negotiate them. It's my soapbox for the weeks.
Yeah.
I've done enough soapboxing for the next 2 weeks now. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
But it's just got to a point where it's like, okay, that's right. I can't, watch no ESPN, but.
And what kind of a lot of this comes down to too is now, if you're a carrier and you don't carry something, your people can actually go find the stuff on the internet and just load the internet thing up on the little box you have on your TV that shows you all this stuff, and it's all over with. Case solved. Might cost you $5 or $6 a month to carry it, but when you get done, I'll switch back to you.
Yeah.
I had to do that with Channel 8 one time, which was Fox News or Fox out here. And what it came down to is they weren't being cabled on, or they weren't being carried on Spectrum. They had them blocked, so I just went somewhere else and got it.
Yeah.
Nope, skin off my nose. And then once it got picked back up, then I went back to them. There's no reason especially nowadays, there's no reason you got to miss anything. Like
I was looking on, I turned on Prime TV and was able to get some stuff that was outside of the norm.
And Prime is they're actually carrying quite a few Thursday night games this year.
Yeah. Well, that and you got the Prime TV now where you can get different channels from all over the country.
Yeah, but when you got a normal provider, it's not, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's just like I carry the Roku. I've got a Roku on all my TVs. And
I got Fire TV.
So if something happens to the Spectrum box, I just switch over to Roku. And a lot of times, like right now, it's the Me TV has a Cartoon Network now. Well, Spectrum's not carrying it yet. And I wanted to see it. So I found out that Friendly TV has it. So I just rented Friendly TV for $6 a month. Excuse me. And they carry about 40 or 50 decent channels. And one of them is a Friendly, and one of them's the Cartoon Network, or a cartoon thing. And I hate to say it, but that Cartoon Network and some of these other things, that other Cartoon Network doesn't hold a candle to this. They play all the old cartoons. I've actually watched Secret Squirrel. I've watched Underdog and Inspector Gadget. Oh, my kind. That's my kind of cartoons, man. Those are stuff I grew up with.
Yep.
And not to mention all the Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
Those are my channels. Anyway, we have got an hour in the box now, so I guess we can go ahead and wrap it if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
I got a couple of things I got to get done today. I got to do some soldering. I may even go upstairs and do some plumbing, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get there. I got a toilet seat I got to put on. Well, not that everybody in this not that everybody wanted to hear that, but you heard it here first. Anyway, you all ready to wrap it?
Yeah.
Any final words of wisdom, anybody?
No. Just. Oh.
Gordon, any words of wisdom?
No, not after that. I can't upstage Shawn on that one.
Just remember, everybody, eyes on Springfield. This has been a Crooked River Media production. All right, we're clear.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. Yep.
Gordon, if you want to hang for a minute, I'll be right back. I'll come over.
Okay.
Just as a for instance, to the debate, I thought, Laura usually watches MSNBC for, I think it's in Voices Up. It's a Democratic, it's a Democrat news network, put it that way.
Okay.
And then I thought, well, the only one that is for Trump is Fox News. So I took and I thought, well, I'll take watch Fox News for a few minutes. I'd like to get the Republican side of this. And oh my God, what a difference in reporting. They said that Trump has won the debate. Harris didn't answer any questions.
When I come through the door,
and this and that and the other thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, what in the hell, Rock, did you guys were you guys under when all this was on?
And that's the thing about it, guys. We live in a day and time now where you can hear what you want.
It's good for you, babe. You're feeling alright.
Again, most people are going to take that and run with it as the gospel. If you don't look at both sides, look at this thing. I mean, if you look at this thing, clearly you know. And that's the reason why Trump isn't.
It used to be so natural.
And he could whip his ass. He got his ass whipped, and now all of a sudden
Used to be don't count anymore. They just lay on the floor till we sweep them away.
Baby, I remember all the things
he got beat up by a woman. And you know what really that whole debate there were certain parts of that woman has got a lot of power. For her to walk in there, walk up to him and say, hi, I'm Shawn, nice to meet you. Shaking his hand and everything. And he's sitting there with this puzzled look on his face like, what the hell is she shaking my hand? And then he sits there, I wasn't going to shake her hand, but she came up to me and told me her name and told me she was Kamala and to have a good debate. He said, and I just decided that was probably a good thing to do. He didn't have any choice. She walked in, grabbed his hand, hi, Donald, I'm Kamala, nice to meet you.
You don't say you need,
had he not done that, done that, oh man, that is, there's been enough on the grocery, so yeah, it's probably best that he didn't show some form of professionalism. And seeing this debate with someone who was more of a, not really professional, was like, I'm tired of this dude, he doesn't seem presidential at all. His answer seems so much more professional. You look at someone representing the country, this dude is not it.
And that's just it. You pretty much narrowed, or you pretty much just said everything I'm thinking. This guy, if you watch I go for consistency and facts in a debate like that, like most people do. I want to see what, if you're going to get there and argue about your point, you have to bring points up to argue. And if you notice, there was very little that he had to argue about. He didn't want to tell anybody what his policies are. He said that he wasn't he didn't want anything to do with that issue, or the issue 2025, which this just baffles me. That 2025 was written by the Republican Party. It was the Republican doctrine for what they want to do if they want an employee. And some of them were so bad. They want to do away with abortion. They want to do away with even anything medically allowing people to get abortion. They want to take and view or monitor the people so that they can see, they can make sure somebody's not going to a different state to get one. This is none of their business. As well as the fact that the abortion issue itself is not any of their damn business.
You know now, but this is where they get the evangelical public.
Now, and that's what's going to kill him. But did you hear what the Pope said about that? About the election? Somebody went up and I saw this on the news last night. I may have to see if I can find the clip when I do the argument thing. It's the Pope himself, who is he's the leader of he's the leader of the Catholic world. Somebody goes up and says, Your Excellency, who would you vote for if you could vote in the American election? And he gets this look on his face. He looks he's really pondered this. And he says, I wouldn't vote for either one. You've got somebody there that is nothing but lies, and the other one wants to take away the lives of babies. And he says, I would not support
Democrat philosophy, it's not so much as taking away as more of a tough thing. First off, it's one of the tools that they want to go after Republicans for, but also in that most of what they follow on that is, to be honest, I stay away from the abortion restrictions, but at the same time, and just because of this right here, use it as a form of birth control to all those rights out there. But, again, I don't think that they are more abortion in general. For abortion that way, well, we start talking about, I get it. I couldn't imagine. I could not. I'm not female, but I couldn't imagine my daughter or my wife, her being raped and have to carry this other man's baby, raping the baby. I would just have issues. And I would dare anybody come to me and give me compensation over our decision of work.
And yet this is exactly what...
And I'm not a violent person, but I straight up want to face.
And yet this is exactly what they're wanting to do. They don't want Roe versus Wade is not really. They called it the abortion issue, but that's not what it is. That's not all it is. It gave the right to women that wanted to have an abortion, the right to actually seek out medical treatment. And when that was all, you know, you're almost as old as I am, right? Well, back when I was being raised, I'm thinking somewhere, I think Roe was passed in like 68 or 70. I think it was 70. You would hear horror stories about how somebody got an abortion, but then somebody had a basement abortion or a garage abortion clinic. And, you know, back in that day, it was terrible. It was horrid to see this stuff. And they were showing this stuff on the news. You'd hear about it, you know, down the street. You know, hell, I heard about it. I heard about it. A couple of them that were found in the area that I was living in at the time. And, you know, this is why Roe versus Wade was taken out of the state and put into the, you know, and made a law by the Supreme Court. And for them to take and want to push this back to the state, which they know what it's going to do. You're going to have the whole Bible Belt. Say, oh, we don't want this thing. No, we don't want anything to do with that. And what this is doing is taking away a woman's right to make up her own mind about what she does for her money. That's the whole thing here. It really doesn't have a whole lot to do. Of course, it's terrible that they're taking a life. But the simple fact of it is that that woman doesn't, you know, if she wants to go through that trauma and whatever, she has the right, she should have the right to make up that decision. And when you take away Roe versus Wade and start pushing it back to the state, they're taking away that right. Well, they're doing.
Yeah, and you know, the other part of that is this, and just to show you how extreme they are. Okay, first off, they're going to say, or way it's pushed by former President Donald Trump. They just quit calling the president. But you know, he was saying that even after 9 months. And I'm like, this is clown himself. And now when he fact checked it, the funny thing about it is, when he fact checked it, his followers, they were like, wow. And so it's, how dare you fact check it? How dare you fact check me on this? You know, and because, and I understand why they do it, because it's so blatantly wrong. That's what's wrong with him saying that he wants to take your guns. Like, no, I own a gun myself.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I'm down. I want to take your guns. We want to put more laws around, but here's that. If you can go buy a gun, I can go to the academy, get a gun, and open carry on my head. Anyway, that doesn't have a fine. Most of the firearms prohibited.
Yeah.
I can do that. But at the same time, and that's a hard, and that's a hard thing to understand, because when you see these whack jobs and all the other things, there's nothing, you know, you can say extreme, but there's nothing different way to do it. Because you got to say, you know, there's so many things that where when I look at it, and I keep going back to the things that were out there. The fact that folks would say, oh, like this was, and 64 cases out of 65 were found,
And I thought it was kind of funny. What's the name? Comes up and says, Mr. President, you swore that the election was stolen, and now a couple of weeks ago you had this quote that said, oh, we may have lost by a whisker.
We may have lost by a whisker. And then he said, no, it's stolen. He's back, it's stolen. And if this is a guy who doesn't believe in our election system, why is he running again?
Oh, because he's got something to prove. This time he's going to have his own agenda.
Well,
as screw the public like he did before.
Well, even those, the things that they don't talk about in the state board of elections that they were trying to run here. So on and on.
Llegó la
about how
locura,
what he
el
was trying to
fuego,
do, or what they were trying to do as a party.
como dice, mami,
But his supporters say, oh,
para ti,
the election was stolen.
Bacardi.
Yo, all right, let's talk about January 6th. Was that stolen?
You know,
but he didn't go to that rally saying to go march to the Capitol and destroy it. I just wanted them to have a peaceful demonstration. There was nothing peaceful. That crowd was wound up, and he wound them up. Oh, I saw it. You saw it on TV, Gord. You saw him sitting in the cafeteria reading flipping book, watching TV.
Yeah, baby.
Unreal as far as his action. And he doesn't want anybody to hold him accountable for it. Just like his 56 or 91 or however many convictions he's had. 34 or whatever. Yeah, he broke the law 34 times. He doesn't want to be held accountable. Oh, we're going to get it postponed. We're going to fight it. Fight all you want. You're still going to be guilty.
well, at least it is. And if you think and they'll be everything together. Everything together.
And if he gets in, this country's not going to be the country we know right now.
It's already changed. It's already changed. Because that January 6th, when you attacked the woman breaking in, when they were standing I can really, you know, the thing of this, what if they got a hold of people on TV or some of those people? Yeah, they would have probably killed him, or they probably would have served in the White House. We're taking over.
You got the order.
And you know what? How did you get there? How did that been done? He's been saying that he still was no accountability. And then, flip-flopper, Lindsey Graham, that man was finally, that man's pussy. The Republicans then are, you know, they're supposed to stand for being a honor and uphold the law and all that.
Look at Marjorie Taylor. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. You want to see a complete idiot. That is a nutbag and a half.
And what also with that show is that if you The nuts will come out and go for you.
I still think this is the silent majority election. And when the majority comes out, I don't think Trump's going to like the answer. And this is all going to be driven by a lot. It's going to be driven by women. There ain't no mistaking about that. There hasn't been recently. There hasn't been an election that's been a silent majority election. It hasn't been since probably Reagan. And there's that. And I don't even think.
Welcome to the Crooked River Radio Network. You can find us on crookedriverradio.com. Live 365, Roku, Radio Garden, Simple Radio, or tell Alexa to play Crooked River Radio Network on Live 365. You can also find us on Facebook and our Facebook group by searching Crooked River Radio. Thanks for listening to the Crooked River.
Not liking what they were seeing.
Free-flowing hit music marathon.
Nixon lost by about a third of the vote.
If he doesn't fight that much, then there's no way he will.
He's going to be whining. He's going to be whining and crying and everything else.
And we see something pretty well. Lies, false accusations, personal attacks. That's what he did.
And when she came on, I think that ending statement that she had was probably one of the betters I've ever heard of anybody running for election. And that was, it's time to turn the page. It's time to get away from the bullshit that this guy wants to put back in. It's time to turn the page. Will we be better off with her than we are right now? I don't know. I don't look for much change. But it will sure be a hell of a sight better than it will be now.
And let me say this about it. The inflation, it was on its way. And Trump on this or not, it's a secular thing. The economy rises and falls. It failed during Bush's time. Obama got empty. One way or the other, you can argue that it was one, but it was so far down when Obama got there, we had no place to go.
Well, Obama, he ended up inheriting a bunch of stuff out of Bush.
Right. But I'm saying,
he ended up inheriting the worst economic situation we had on the president. Since the Great Depression. And for him to have turned, when you have all three of the major automakers in the country on
and I'll tell you what they were doing. That was bad. I can't even think about this flow. The big fat flow of Russell Limbaugh. And then the propaganda that he was putting out there, saying how, the automakers, they deserve to go under and all this. Can you imagine what would happen this time?
I would have been one of them.
That ass blowhard, I'm sorry, man. I face now the but they were putting that out, and some of the same clowns that were following the diehard Republicans, look at this here, they this, that, and the other, and now it's time to go buy, foreign cars, and I want foreign cars. I want American cars, I want foreign cars. My deal is this, when I go spend my money, I'm trying to get the best bang.
I have always said there will be at least one American car in my driveway, and it will probably be a Chrysler product.
That right there helps you raise your family.
And it's keeping me alive right now. Do you have any idea what they paid? What the legacy part of my contract has paid me as far as medical insurance and everything else? It's probably $500,000. It has to be close to $1 million. My hospital stays $250,000 to $300,000 without the surgery. My surgery, I think, ran over $500,000. I was in surgery for 7 hours.
I'll say that, also say this. When you talk about Obamacare was originally a Republican designed health care. And when they got through with it, because they're not trying to get it across anyway, it wound up being worse. But to this day, it's still better than nothing. And what he couldn't do was get rid of it. And he tried. And at the same time, he tried to say that he didn't. But he tried to get rid of it. Because we were going to do something better. We used to have a plan in place. Well, we're not going to do a plan because we can't get rid of it. No, they had nothing in this place.
Did you see the answer he gave to that question? Well, Mr. Trump, you said you wanted to do away with Obamacare all 4 years of your last election. And if you do, what plan do you have? He says, I'll have a plan. Yeah, I got a concept of a plan, but I don't have a plan. Sure, I got a concept for a car. I'm going to make a car here shortly. What's it going to look like? Oh, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I got a plan.
That was what they came to money on. They held but they were trying to say that, oh, we got something. But they had nothing. And so with all that being said, and then when you look at the thing, when we found out, he was already trying to get out of it because it's so much this is not she was a prostitute. At best, you were a talk show host. And we already got stuff out there, so you would stay away. Certain things you would stay away. I saw it, and I feel that it was blacker than you because the doctor who's black was something, hey, I got 3 babies, mama, and I've been shot, and I've been convicted of felony. Because I'm black and you gotta talk to me. And it was funny to me, but I say all to say this. If he wanted to go there, because he touched a little bit on Hunter Biden, and what he wanted to do was tie her to that, but he couldn't.
And I've said this all along. He's got nothing on her.
He's got nothing on her.
And I think that's why it's making him nervous. He's definitely nervous. As well he should be.
But who was helping spreading all that? Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
That was the one that helped him spread all that. And they were talking about how crooked Hunter Biden was. I didn't give a one for other office. Yeah. And someone said something to me about my business. What is going on? I mean, I got family members.
What's that got to do with show?
Yeah, I got family members that have been in some trouble, but I haven't.
It's much too late.
But again, I will tie you to this, tie you to that. But yeah, I can go on. Now, because I stay away from it, and I listen to. One of them believes in abortion, and the other one, they lies all the time. I don't think he likes me, so I think he's racist. And I don't think that Trump is racist. I think Trump is racist. Trump is not racist. That's what he is. He's a narcissist. And he said, something he did with me so long as he gets up with money. Anyway, okay, say one is pro-abortion, the other is also alive.
Yeah, I think that was the Pope. I think he put it exactly that way. One is an opposite side, the other is taking baby's lives away.
And
that's pretty much how he put it.
And I'm just saying, in this case, especially if you follow, if you've ever looked at any bit, I can study or look at any bit of the policy. Hey, abortion, that's on the table.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. I've been a Christian. I was a cradle Catholic. Baptized when I was 6 weeks old. I believe yeah, I could go into I was actually a Eucharist minister before the pandemic. After the pandemic, I can't get around to a walking but I deep belief in God. But there are certain things that the church says that you don't feel that if Christ was alive right now, that he would be pushing the issue. And one of them is to bring a child into a big difference that I have with the church. And like I said, I'm more in favor of women that they should have the choice to do what they want to do. Their body is their temple, and they should be able to conduct their temple within the confines of some semblance. But then again, you know, let me say one last. The rules of the church are a lot different than laws God sent down with Moses and everything like that.
You're absolutely right. If you look at most church covenants, and a lot of them say, abstain from
when the bad fools all get together at night,
and sell intoxicating drinks as beverage. Okay, now if I work at the local grocery store and you come in to buy beer, and my job is to ring you up, hey, I'm gonna ring you up.
The Catholics handed down with their masses.
looking for a man named Jim.
So in that,
my name is Willie Moore. Down home they call me Slim.
a lot of
looking for the king of 42nd Street.
evangelical would tell you Catholicism is a cult.
Funny, but I come to get my money back.
Y'all understand? But there's the other part, there's some things where they go through the clip, all these people that are talking about anti-abortion, okay? What they don't talk about is fornication and love. If you go to the don't take all of it.
And he was shot in a couple more. And
that's
you better believe us on the silver kind of story when a big Jim hit the floor.
That's what God has on. But, so there's so many things where it's too critical, there's they argue down about
hustling people strange to you. Even if you do got a two-piece custom made fool with you.
If it's wrong, it's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So I can't label one higher than the other. But there's a subject, the third subject I want to touch on. So he's not right. But yeah, I won't touch it with it. And so and all that, like I say, I watch the evangelical, as they call it, that they've labeled themselves. They are going to be doctrine. They seem to be over the top.
And that's where you're getting a lot of support. As far as you all in the U.S., you've always had the Bible Belt, which is pretty much the southern states. And the Bible Belt is actually just that. You got the Bible Belt in the north, you got the Rust Belt up here. The Rust Belt is all where the manufacturing used to be. They've chased all the manufacturing out of the country, or most of it anyway. And in a lot of places, that's a shame. But as far as the Bible Belt, that starts over in Utah and even in California, and it goes clear to Georgia. I know I've got a couple of friends that are from Georgia. They're Bible thumpers. The one believes he's a member of the Ernest Ainsley Church. In fact, I was supposed to have him on the show tomorrow night. Can't make it because he's got to do some stuff with his kids. But,
maybe HBO or Showtime like the Gemstone. So like a big series. I had watched it, but I heard you guys worked off. It's entertaining. I'm so very glad you gave it.
There's one up here that I thought was that way, but there's a guy that they have, I don't even know what his name is, but it's at the Word Church. It's actually took over the Hoover building down there. I think it's the Word Church. And they've got a pastor that is one of the most prolific speakers, religious speakers I've ever heard. I stumbled across him. I watched Saturday Night Live. It's Faith Family. It's in Kansas. There's several branches of it around. There's one at Barberton, the Baptist Church over there. What was the name of that building? That Baptist Church, the Baptist Temple over there. Yeah, they tore that down, and that's all going to Faith Family. They tore the building down, and they're rebuilding it. It's going to be the Faith Family, one of the Faith Family churches. This guy is a really prolific speaker. I stumbled across him one night after the Saturday Night Live was on. They ran a half hour with him. And he takes and he talks about stuff that's in the Bible, but he makes it so that you can equate them by different events that's happening in the world. The guy's quite good. And I guess he was a Catholic at one time and decided to leave the Catholic Church and form his own. He's a kind of a mix between Lutheran, Catholic, and Methodist. And what a speaker! The Catholic Church would salivate over having something like him. He talks about stuff, and he's kind of a mega church, but then again, I think it's just starting out, so I think it's all if I was going to change churches, I might think about that one. Because my mother used to watch Stanley. Charles Stanley. My mother used to watch him, and she liked him pretty well. This guy is similar to what that means. As far as talking about the Bible and what's going on in the world. Anyway, that'd be one of the few I'd ever even consider going to see. Some of these people that are in that base in that Republican base they're the Bible thumpers.
And I get it. You have those, and at the same time, what's strange is some of these
churches. Smaller ones. They predominantly African American churches. They get to one different. Bigger ones.
I'm with you there. I don't get how women can support Trump, but I know more women, even in the old UAW local that I was in. I have a Facebook group that I run for them, and some of the comments that I see in there from these women that are supporting him. And you know what else gets me? Talk about stuff like that. How can you be in the military? How can you be somebody that survived one of these wars and support Trump? Let me throw this at you. We all know that Trump was a womanizer. He still is. He has disparaged some of the greatest American heroes. John McCain, for instance. He's disparaged them. He said that if you get caught, if you don't die, you're a coward. And yet, I've talked to these military guys, and even the stuff he said recently, I've talked to some of these guys that I know that were, the one guy I know was he was in Vietnam, and his son was served in Iraq. And I asked him, Steve, how can you tell me that you're going to vote for him? Well, I'll admit that the guy doesn't look that great, but I'm just going to vote for the party. And this is how some of these people are justifying it. They're just going to vote for the party. Well, your party is going to elect somebody that's broken half the damn laws in this country. He tried to overthrow the government. And you're going to sit there and vote for him. He should have been hung for fucking treason. Oh, but that's just it. I'm going to vote for the party. And you got to admit that the life was better back when Trump was in office. Oh, Lord.
Someone asked me, was I better off? And I can't tell difference. I can tell you this. I'm making more money now than I did when I had yours. You are my
You are what you are.
That
you make it
different.
Something inside is telling me that I'm not your secret.
Was I better off with the mama that I was with? Yeah, because the economy overall is so much better. But there again, the economy was horrible. Bush was in office, and he handed it over to a woman. It's bad. But I'm going to say this about Bush. For the most part, these guys, they were halfway decent people. Trump is not a decent man.
I did not have sex with that woman.
And don't get me wrong, Bill got caught up in something that, okay, here's a young woman and she's going to perform some things on her. Young, come on, Batman. We got all that testosterone, and guess what? We think a little bit differently than we did. We do now than we did then.
I don't.
Yeah, I hear. But at the same time,
I'm still the same old pervert I've always been, Gordon.
And from a rational standpoint, especially, your age, she offers that to me.
One of the privileges of being privileged. Yeah.
It's what it is, But, now I'm able to think a little bit more rational than I was then because I don't have as much testosterone running through my body. I'm different, I might be able to look and say, okay, all right, what do I stand to lose if this happens? Well, I wouldn't even think about this.
For the ramifications of it.
Like that, it didn't matter if my wife was in the next room. Come on, man, I'm a guy. That's what I thought. Now I think a little differently now. Certain things. But at the same time, I'm thinking a lot of those guys weren't horrible people. Now Nixon, something different. Trump, something different.
Yeah, Nixon. I remember the Nixon years, and as a president, I thought he was a failure. Especially when he tried to rig the election like that. And, of course, then again, guess what? We got close to that. But this one was a little bit more extravagant. And it didn't work for him either. Anyway, I think it's almost 25 to 2. I think I need to get off here. So I will hopefully see you next week. I got an appointment early next week, but I should be home in time for this. I gotta go to a therapist. I got a physical therapy appointment, I think at 9. And I should be back here by 10:30, so I should be able to do the show. I'll keep you posted either way, but don't figure it's going to be here.
Okay.
All right. It's nice talking to you, Gordon.
Likewise.
We'll have to do this again sometime.
All right, man.
Yeah, have a good week.
All right, you too.
And we'll talk.
where you'll never hear any politics or fake news. Hell, you won't hear any news at all. We're just here to play music.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?